There are many cultural changes that take place during the 1920s and 30s. Perhaps the most significant change of all is one that had been happening gradually for about 30 years. It began in the late 19th century, and it continues through the early 20th century. But by the 1920s, it has really assumed a dominant position in the American culture, and this has to do with identity. How do people define themselves? How do they present themselves? What do they see as their core quality? In the 19th century, most Americans defined themselves by what they did, by their work, by their role as a producer. Now, I don't for a minute want to suggest that things like race or ethnicity or religion or even region were not important, but what you did largely defined you. In the 20th century, people are increasingly defined not by what they do, but by what they own, by what they wear, by what they consume, by what they purchase. External qualities have become more important than internal qualities. And that's one of the really significant cultural changes we see during this interwar period, which is a great emphasis on consumerism and on consumption. You are what you wear, you are what you drive. You have the emergence of an advertising industry, Madison Avenue, which is using all kinds of new techniques as well as psychological insights gleaned from Freud to sell products to Americans based on the lifestyle associated with that product, based on the image that that product will convey if you use that product and if you buy that product. And I think that's probably the most significant cultural change taking place during this period. There are many other cultural changes as well taking place in terms of gender relations and within the family as well. But that's probably the broadest and most important cultural change.